touched on it. I mean, we talk about lack of careers advice and your example with your daughter at a sort of college, moving on, and yourself as well when you talked about BBC and the journalism and so forth. It seems to be the same issues, where there's been some change. The brand is very strong. People are familiar. I think the parents have recognised there's just not enough apprentice opportunities, not enough employer jobs out there. But in terms of the careers advice, what do you feel is going wrong? Because it seems like it's still not there yet in terms of where we need to be.
Yeah, well, I think there's still the old perceptions of apprenticeships still out there, aren't there? I was talking to someone just the other day and they were like, well, there's no apprenticeships in plumbing near me, or I can't be a carpenter or electrician. And I was like, but what about digital marketing? I've heard now that you might be able to become a barrister via an apprenticeship route, and you can space engineering and all that kind of stuff. So I think there's still some outdated perceptions there. That might change actually as teachers get more familiar with it, particularly teachers who go through the apprenticeship route themselves. But when I was going back to the example with my daughter at the college, and we were talking to a teacher who said, well, actually, yes, I am familiar with the solicitor apprenticeship route. My daughter does law, by the way. But there's no opportunities in Wales, which is where we live. And I was like, that's a really good point. So in the research for St Martin's Group that UCAS did the modelling, 61% of would-be apprentices did not apply for an apprenticeship because they couldn't find one in their preferred location. Okay. So there is a place-based issue on branding as well. If you live in a certain part, there might only be apprenticeships available in certain things. So I think that needs support from a branding perspective. What's available, where. The other bit that is just a hunch and a bit of emerging trend is that actually there are parents who see the benefits in degree apprenticeships, right? So degree apprenticeships are held in really high esteem. But actually we should be speaking more about professions, occupations. So actually there's nothing wrong with your child going on a level 3 apprenticeship if it gets them then onto a level 5 or a level 6 or a level 7. But starting in their occupational profession at their level 3, not everybody has to get onto a level 6 programme straight away. Yeah. So I think there's maybe some levels snobbery that might need to be addressed there. Yeah.
So Emily, I mean, you've got an apprentice yourself, and you've been, before with a large organisations developing apprenticeships and apprenticeship programs and so forth. For an SME, how do they make a successful sort of apprenticeship program from an employer perspective? So if there's an employer out there, yes, obviously you've got your training provider, but you as an employer, you as an SME business, how do you make it work? What advice would you give an SME business to make sure that the person that they've recruited is the right person for them, and also at the same time is making the impact that they hopefully want?
Oh, I mean, like the hiring thing. Yeah. I mean, the person I took on, the apprentice I took on, I hired not because they had experience in the role, although they had some experience of it. I hired because of values and strengths, and the fact that that person I knew, because she was on an apprenticeship already and transferred, was going to be resourceful and resilient and able to balance things and reflective and all the great skills that an apprentice picks up. So those are some of the things that I was looking out for in the hiring process versus experience. That's massive. I've made some poor hiring decisions in the past, and I can tell you that's the best way of going about it. I think the other thing I'd say to a small business is make sure they sign up to the Association of Apprentices, because actually knowing that my apprentice can go to our events, can go to partner events and things like that is massively reassuring. And actually if there's any development on particular topics, I know that we have all that there. I don't have to create anything new. And I think also a good working relationship with their coach. So I've only met my apprentice's coach once. I've got another meeting in October, but I found that hugely beneficial because the coach was able to tell me how Kim was getting on, what she might need from me, etc. So I think attending those progression reviews is really important. And then I'm really fortunate with Kim, who is the apprentice, that she knows exactly what she's doing, but taking time out to understand the journey and talking a little bit about how we can fulfill what she needs for her apprenticeship. So she had a project coming up. It was based on a strategic business need. Right. I had something she could do straight away. So being able to, I suppose, help understand where the apprenticeship sort of naturally aligns with the business is really helpful too.
Canny Conversation Podcast Series 5 by Safaraz Ali.